Well, I'm a regional assembly member, so I cover all the way from Chester to Anglesey. On a Monday I will obviously make some calls, visit people, and then I will try and come into the office by hopefully about 1 o'clock, because then about at 2:15 I rush across, if I can, and get the 25 to 3 train down to Cardiff, and I do some work on the train. It's not easy, we've got no facility for using a laptop. You phone people, you're either disturbing people or else you can't hear people or you lose connection, so you try your best and you do a lot of reading. You can't write because the train is very wobbly, so reading and thinking on the way down. On a Tuesday morning my first committee has been 8 o'clock in the morning, but I've moved that committee now, but my first committee now is about 9ish. So I will have a committee for about 2 hours depending on what it is, equality, usually on a Tuesday morning. Then I will rush upstairs and I will go to an hour-long Lib Dem meeting, and then I'll be lobbied and have to meet people over lunch, and then I'll obviously have to spend about a quarter of an hour back in the office to prepare for the afternoon, questions and whatever, but obviously I've got staff who help me with all of this. And then we spend from 1:30 on a Tuesday afternoon to at least 6, sometimes 6:30 in the chamber. Then we will be meeting with other groups of people who want to speak to us during the evening, and if I'm lucky I might get home about 9 o'clock, and then repeat that all on Wednesday back in the assembly, and then on Thursday it's committees. And if I can get away early, which I had to do yesterday, I actually came back on the train and then I dashed home to Rossett, and then I got in the car and I drove to Bangor, and over the last 2 days I've done about 160, but sometimes I can do 160 miles in a day because obviously I've got a big patch to cover. The issue is you've got to be really careful, you've got to manage your time well, you've got to make sure you've got everything with you. I've got a BlackBerry, and I had a bit of a problem today when I got back here in the car. I had to ring Siemens to help me reactivate it because I'd must have been doing about 3 things at once as usual, and I got locked out. But that's a fabulous little piece of machinery where I can help manage my time and my diary and look at emails if I have to, or use it on the phone or whatever. So Thursday last night, as I say, I went to Bangor. I went to stay with a friend, and then I was back in Plas Menai, which is Park Menai, which is nearly on the way to Anglesey, and I've been there today, and I've done another meeting with the editor of the Evening Leaders. No, I didn't have lunch. Ironically, when I had lunch last time I got there and he had lunch. This time I hadn't had lunch and there wasn't any lunch. So then I had to quickly decide how much time I got to grab something to eat, and then I dashed back from Mold, and I hate the Mold Road because it's not easy, you know. So I've come here now, and then I think that I'll probably be able to take a breath. Oh no, I've got to do something personal when I leave you, and then I'll probably go home and read a lot of stuff. Tomorrow, what day is it tomorrow? Saturday. I'm doing some work with counsellors both here in Wrexham and in Llandudno. I don't think I've got anything in the evening, but I often do, and then usually I've got work on Sunday as well, either at home or I have to go to civic dues or whatever, but I do try from time to time to have a Sunday off. And then I'm working 3 days next week, and I'm having 2 days to take a breather. So we work very hard, particularly our group, because there's only 6 of us and we have to cover an enormous amount of ground, and you have to be in a committee, you have to have a minimum number, which you call quorum from the Latin. And if you haven't got that minimum number, actually the committees cannot actually function legally. So that's a big, big issue now. But you rest assured, you are getting very good value for money.